Yeah. Yeah. I'm honoured to be here. I'm happy to be here. I think December 19th is going to be crazy though. I think the centre's going to be like buzzing, just crazy energy in the room. I think it'll be really good. So now, remember I took a year out of the game to refresh because I was just piling on more and more baggage. I just feel fresh, I feel rejuvenated. It wasn't like I took the year out in vain. I had a purpose and I'm just living. No, you look fresh. I feel good, man. I feel good. I've been training hard. I'm close to the weight that I need to be at for the fight. I feel good. He's done me a favor. Walking around bulky and heavy. I feel quick. I feel amazing. So I'm looking forward to the fight. That's why I'm just vibing right now. I think he is a smart operator. I think he's managed to put a good team around him to help him achieve his wildest dreams. I think he's a smart young man. So I don't want to focus on it being like about Jake. Oh, Jake's small, so that makes me confident. Jake's this, so that makes me confident. I'm just focused on myself. I'm confident in myself.
With just 2 weeks left before Jake Paul faces Anthony Joshua, the excitement is already building and the atmosphere feels charged.
All right, come in.
Coaches aren't meant to understand that you're tired. Coaches aren't meant to understand that you have emotions. Coaches are just supposed to look at you like you're a machine, and they just want results. I may be tired, but I just got to bite down on my gum shield, because if I can perform to an elite level when I'm tired, imagine what I can do when I've got rest and when I've got energy. I've been through them days where I'm looking for sympathy and you just don't get it in sport, but you don't get it. I always knew there could be the most talented fighter out there, especially in our industry. If they can't sell tickets, they can't put bombs on seats, they'll never showcase their skills to the world, no matter how good they are. And that's why I say you have to have marketability and you have to have ability. And when you bring those two worlds together, it's a recipe for success.
Joshua clearly isn't viewing this as some novelty fight with an internet celebrity. He's preparing like a man determined to shut down every joke before it starts. His focus is laser sharp, no grins, just pure heavyweight menace. To him, this looks like the easiest paycheck imaginable. Walk in, land a big right, and be done before the night even gets going.
So I say, I don't think Jake's crazy. He's a realist, he's a logical man, and he wants to fight. He wants to fight good fight. I looked at it and said, wow, this is a great opportunity to showcase myself to the whole world, and God willing, my prayers are answered and I get the job done and I hurt Jake in spectacular fashion and I get a victory. Jake called me directly. He called me. He didn't call my team. Jake called me. I said, okay, no problem, no problem.
Easy money.
Not easy money, we'll see. I'll let you know December 19th, December 20th.
But here's where things take an unexpected turn. Jake Paul is moving like a man convinced he's carving out his own place in boxing history, carrying a level of confidence that suggests he truly deserves to stand across from a former unified world champion. And like it or not, that unshakable belief in himself might be the most dangerous tool he brings into the ring.
I don't think it's necessarily fair to AJ. I just know that I have the power and the timing. It's the shots that you don't see coming that knock people out. And I'm a tricky knockout artist that people don't give me enough credit for. I've won knockout of the year. So he has to be careful. And I do have the timing, the speed, and the tricks up my sleeve to be able to hit a shot on this guy that he doesn't see coming that can put him to sleep 1000%.
Paul genuinely believes he can derail Joshua's entire night, flip the narrative, spoil the so-called easy payday, and turn this into the costliest headache AJ has ever tried to knock out.
I think it's watching his Dubois fight, watching the Ruiz fight, even watching the Usyk fight, and when you look at it, he's lost to guys who are smaller than him. I think it's his, it's his weakness, it's his kryptonite, is the faster guys who don't get hit by his big punches. He's definitely a bit chinny. He's durable, he gets back up, he knows how to fight when he's hurt, and he's still dangerous when he's hurt. But I do see holes where I can land big shots.
Amid all the hype building around this month's Jake Paul vs Anthony Joshua showdown, Amir Khan cuts through the noise with a much heavier message. He warns that this matchup isn't just a spectacle, it carries real danger. Khan suggests that Jake's camp, especially his promoter Nikisa, could be steering him into a fight that may put him at serious risk.
First of all, I think Nikisa hates Jake Paul because he wants him dead, I think. That's what it comes down to. Me and JB had a meeting with Nikisa and he was giving big ones, which I did not understand. He's not really like, come on. But like, he really wants to see his own friend, that he calls my childhood friend, hurt. That is wrong, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He's chasing the money. So he's just gone straight to the money and put my man in the firing line against a heavyweight champion who can hurt him and literally cause him problems in the future as well.
Khan suggests the people around Jake seem more focused on cashing in than protecting his long-term well-being. He stresses that someone with Joshua's heavyweight power can inflict serious, lasting damage. Unlike lifelong professionals who've spent years hardening their bodies to withstand that level of punishment, Jake comes from a totally different path. Khan insists that boxing demands respect, and one clean shot from AJ, the same kind of punch that flattened Ganyu, could threaten far more than Jake's future in the sport.
Look, if AJ hits him with a shot like he hit Ngannou and knocked him clean out, I mean, even Ngannou would knock Jake Paul out. But that just shows, like, but you can't mess with the sport. Boxing, you can't mess with boxing. Boxing is a sport that you have to respect. You're always at one punch away from getting hurt, and something bad's gonna happen one day, and they're gonna regret it. They're gonna say, "Oh, why did we take that fight?" It's not like they need the money. And if I was AJ, and a YouTuber come to me, who's tiny, who's smaller than me, and weaker than me, and has no experience at all, you think I'm gonna say no to him?
Khan acknowledges that some creators, like Slim, have proven they can genuinely fight, but he cautions that this particular matchup crosses into a level of danger where a single error could lead to consequences no one wants, not even the sport itself. His point is unmistakable. The buzz around influencer boxing can't drown out the reality of what it means to face an elite heavyweight. Boxing isn't about clicks or viral moments. It's a world where one mistimed punch can alter everything.
Ends this YouTube boxing, because in a way, someone is going to get hurt badly, and this could be the fight that someone gets hurt so bad that they will never ever get sanctioned to ever fight again. You know what I mean? But it's true though, innit, bro? Like, honestly, like, this sport is tough, man. And it's hurt and damaged a lot of people that have been boxers, and let alone, and these are people that are used to taking punches and punishment.
Building on Amir Khan's cautious outlook, the TalkSport conversation continues the theme but with a more analytical approach, focusing on both the business side and the competitive stakes of this matchup. Liam Smith expresses genuine excitement about the spectacle of Jake Paul taking on Anthony Joshua, pointing out that for AJ supporters, this bout looks like a simple, lucrative chance to cash in after spending years battling top-tier competition.
He's actually helping a lot of female fighters and women boxing as well by putting his promotion on, so I respect him massively. But if Anthony Joshua was to lose to Jake Paul, it would be the biggest upset, travesty, whatever you want to call it, in boxing history. So he has to look past Jake Paul.
Well, let's hear from Anthony talking to the media in Miami. One of the questions that was put to him was about his lengthy stint outside of the ring.
So I took 12 months out of the game, realigned my vision board, and consolidated a lot of things, trimmed down my team. And I said I need 12 months to do that, so I took 12 months out of the game. And from September 21st, if you think about it back then, to now, December, that's 3 months. So most people take about 8 to 12 weeks to prepare for a fight. So this was like a preparation for a fight, basically.
The panel points out that Joshua has confirmed he'll fight at 245 pounds, a weight that has historically allowed him to perform at his most agile and effective. He's also minimized distractions by switching trainers and moving his training camp away from London. While they acknowledge Paul's promotional achievements and his impact on women's boxing, the experts agree that there's still a massive gap in skill between the two fighters. They contend that if Joshua were to lose, it would rank as one of the biggest upsets in sports history, casting serious doubt on his future plans as he seeks to return to world title contention.
He's going to be at 225.
245.
245.
245.
But again, there's no rehydration.
No rehydration clause. 245. That was the last time that he boxed Alexander Usyk, which was back in 2022. I believe he weighed 245. He was in training camp anyway. He was going to be fighting on the undercard of this fight on Saturday night with Devin Haney. He was going to be fighting on that undercard, 22nd, so he's in shape. His weight's down anyway, so making 245 actually...
He has to be that done.
Yeah, but that's his best weight anyway, Anthony Joshua. That's where he's more athletic, he's got more movement and whatnot. And no disrespect to Jake Paul here, you go without looking past Jake Paul, but he could look past Jake.
The discussion then turns to more serious concerns about risk and reputation. Analysts from TalkSports highlighted that Joshua's recent changes, shifts in management, restructuring of his training camp, and psychological adjustments are all part of a long-term strategy to recover from recent setbacks. In contrast, they suggest that Jake Paul faces no such structural pressures. The expectation, they note, rests squarely on Joshua to secure a swift and decisive victory. Anything less could harm public perception and spark rumors of a prearranged outcome. At the same time, Paul's bold claim that he is ready to give it his all in the ring is seen as both typical promotional flair and a stark reminder of the inherent dangers in boxing, particularly for those entering the heavyweight division. With the spotlight on Joshua to deliver a performance reminiscent of his previous victories, the panel agrees that this match carries significant reputational weight for the sport as a whole. Only a clean, early knockout, they conclude, will quiet skepticism and help maintain boxing's credibility.
Do those sort of statements about I'm ready to die in there and I'm going to bash you up and stomp all over you give you any cause for concern about the sport?
He's a YouTuber, isn't he? So they want them views. His life's been about views, and taking this fight with Joshua is views for him. So even if he loses in first round, he can always say I've been in with Joshua.
Yeah.
So he's at a win-win. It's Anthony Joshua what's under pressure. He's got to knock him out fast.
Expanding on TalkSport's discussion about risk and credibility, former world champion Chris Algieri offers a perspective grounded in first-hand experience. Even after watching the Miami press conference, he admits he finds it hard to fully view Joshua versus Jake Paul as a legitimate, sanctioned fight, a reigning heavyweight champion facing a newcomer whose main strengths lie in business savvy and social media influence rather than elite boxing ability. Algieri points out that in a standard 8-round contest with 10-ounce gloves, Joshua's Olympic background, knockout power, and recent highlight reel stoppage of Ngannou make it difficult to see Paul making it past the first round without special rules or limitations. He also cautions that Joshua's relaxed demeanor during fight week could either signal supreme confidence or a potentially risky miscalculation. And while some fans mockingly call AJ chinny, Algieri firmly rejects that idea.
So if it happens, it happens. Boxing is the wild, wild west. Anything can happen, and especially with Jake Paul and his money and his ability to make things happen, it's very, very possible. But I don't see how this fight ever makes it out of the first round. And if it does, then comes into question of, is this a real fight? I mean, have the rule set come out yet? Have we heard whether or not Anthony Joshua has to wear, his boots on the wrong feet if he can't throw his right hand, if, he has to be, set up to a shock therapy if he throws punches, is there anything said yet? Or is this a real fight? Do we know?
8 rounds, 10-ounce gloves, 3 minutes.
And it's a real sanctioned fight.
Algieri explains that a fighter first needs to land a clean, effective shot, something Paul struggled to do even against a past prime Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The real challenge, according to Algieri, is closing the distance on a genuine heavyweight, a problem that has stopped many experienced fighters in their tracks. The conversation then moves to legacy and consequence. Algieri says he would never entertain fighting Jake Paul himself, even for a massive payday, emphasizing that his own career deserves respect and he won't take part in a sideshow purely for entertainment. He doesn't blame Joshua for taking a lucrative comeback fight after surgery and a tough loss, but he stresses that the stakes are much higher for AJ. Failing to stop Paul decisively could turn a comeback story into one of reputational damage, and rumors of a fixed result would spread quickly. Algieri also points out that calling Joshua chinny ignores context. Being hurt by world-class punches is very different from being vulnerable to a naturally smaller, social media famous fighter. Even if Paul lands a shot, hurting or finishing a 240-plus pound champion is far harder than knocking out a retired, smaller opponent. He says he'll watch partly for the spectacle, but mostly to see if Paul truly grasps the magnitude of jumping up to this level. And he warns bluntly, the first legitimate heavyweight grade punch that Paul takes could end the entire experiment.
Take the fight. If Jake Paul offered you millions and millions, would you get in the opposite corner to him and have that opportunity?
No. No. It's a sideshow.
You're probably the first fighter to say that.
Yeah, because first of all, I had a real career, and I respect the sport, and you're not just gonna pay me, so use me to come in there and go put this fight together. I'm not an active fighter. I haven't been for almost 5 years. To come off the couch just because of an opportunity, because there's a lot of money thrown at me. Listen, I respect what I've done in my career. Listen, if we were in my career and I was fighting and training and that came up and there was a reason for it, that's a whole different thing. Even Anthony Joshua, I don't knock Anthony Joshua at all for this. He's coming off of a loss. He's coming off of an elbow injury, and he's looking to get back in. This is a perfect get back fight. 8-rounder, and I get to make a ton of money. It makes total sense.
After everything we've heard, legends warning of disaster, analysts calling it a circus, and Jake Paul grinning like he's cracked the code of boxing, the countdown is on for a night where someone's entire world could change in real time on Netflix. Either AJ steps in, lands a thunderous shot, and ends this YouTube era before Jake even reaches the center of the ring, or Jake pulls off an almost impossible upset that will leave boxing fans in shock and the internet scrambling for words. That's the thrill here. Half of us see this as Joshua's easiest payday ever, while the other half can't shake the fear of witnessing the biggest upset in years. If Jake survives even a few rounds against a true heavyweight, he earns a measure of respect. But if AJ lands that one perfect punch, it won't just floor Jake, it'll make him question reality itself. So, what's your take? Is Jake changing the history books, or is Anthony Joshua sending him straight back to the unboxing videos? Share your predictions, hot takes, and wild theories in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Boxing Stories. Catch you in the next one.